Hi, I'm Executive Senior Sales Director Judith Cotton with Mary Kay, and I'm so thankful that you're tuning in to this training video. I'm not sure if you are in my unit or my future area, or maybe someone forwarded you to this video to get some training on how to get your business up and running. Just a little bit of background on me before I begin. I have been in Mary Kay as of the time of taping for almost 23 years. I joined in November of 1988. And I came into Mary Kay to make a little bit of extra cash, never dreaming that I would run with it and make it my full-time career. My background is business. I got my business degree from Bowling Green State University here in Ohio, and I came out, worked directly for Xerox. I literally started the day after I graduated, spent about 5 years there and a little over a year, maybe 2, with Johnson & Johnson, also in the marketing department there. And when I got pregnant with my first child, I thought, gosh, this will be great. I can take 6 weeks off and be home with her. I thought that was a long time. And of course, when I got into it, I realized, oh my gosh, I think I would like to be home. I don't want to work. Like, who really does when they first have a baby? But I'm not saying that's what everyone should do, but that was the decision that we made, was that I wanted to stay home, and my husband supported that. But that put us in a position very quickly where we had more month than money. So what I did in that time was I evaluated all sorts of ways that I might be able to make some extra cash to tide us over. And about 6 months into that process, the woman across the street had a skincare party. A Mary Kay party, if you will. Honestly, I didn't care if it was a mud party. I'd have gone. I just needed to get out of the house. I needed some adult conversation. My house was spotlessly clean. I'd been home nursing a baby. I just needed food, fun, and friends, and that's why I went. Blistex and Mascara was a big night out in the town for me at that time. I'm a tomboy, a tent camping, horseback riding, motorcycle racing, tomboy to the nth degree. And so that was a real stretch to go to a makeup party. But I went for food and fun, and when I got there, the woman showed up in a pink Cadillac, like I would ever drive one of those, oh my goodness, and came in, and she was tall and beautiful and poised and put together and all the things that I really truly was not. So, you know, I kind of didn't like her right from the get-go, but I sat through the party at the end of the table with my arms crossed like this and an attitude, and I did what she told me, put that on, take that off, put that on, take that off. And in the end of about 45 minutes, I was doing this, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love the feel of this product. And the hostess encouraged me, you know, this product has a 100% satisfaction guarantee. You really should try it. You've always complained about your skin, plus I went through a windshield in 1973, so I have a lot of facial scarring and things like that to cover in addition. She's like, you really should try it. So I bought the skincare with 2 post-dated checks, and the woman doing that party asked me a very smart question that day. She said, Judith, would you be open to just hearing some information about how this company worked? Well, works, and I can honestly tell you, I only listened because I didn't want to appear closed-minded. I wasn't going to sell lipstick, for Pete's sakes. I had a corporate background and 6 years corporate marketing experience, a great resume. If I was going to go back to work, I could go do that. Why would I peddle lipstick? But I didn't want to appear closed-minded, so I said, sure, come on over. She came over in the next day or two, and she gave me some information about the company. Well, I had no intention of doing this, so I kind of heard her like Charlie Brown's teacher. You know how she sounded? Wah, 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 wah. And I'm thinking, when will she be done? And bye-bye. And she went through this little book she had, and she kept flipping pages and talking, and I smiled and nodded and thought, when will we be done? And she got to the end of her book, and had a copy of her paycheck in that book at the very end. And her paycheck at that time, now this was November of 1988, was somewhere in the range of $6,500 to $6,800, $6,500 approximately for 1 month. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. She was a former school teacher. She was now not teaching. She's home with 2 preschool children that I could hear in the background when she called me. She was there to put her older child on and off the bus, and this is the kind of income she's making. To be honest, I'm a total skeptic. I didn't believe anything she said. I especially didn't believe that check was real. And I said, you know, thanks, but no thanks, and I sent her on her way. Then I went to the library, because this is November of 1988, so there was no internet to look up on. I went to the library and I looked on microfiche, and I found everything I could find on Mary Kay so that I could prove that this woman was just sending these poor unsuspecting housewives up the creek. And everything I found on the company just got me more intrigued with it. I'm like, okay, the company was founded in 1963 on the concept of faith first, family second, and career third. That's unusual. God first, family second, career third. What corporation says that? founded on the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. The business plan was taught at Harvard University. Really? The more I looked, the more credibility the company had and the more intrigued I got. Creating female millionaires, paying women what they're worth, having a goal of enriching women's lives. Seriously, this cannot be real. The more I looked at it, the more interested I got, and I thought, you know, what the heck, since I can try this without any financial risk, why not try it? And if it works, great, and if it doesn't, at least I know I gave it a fair shot. And that's really why I joined Mary Kay in November of '88. And I came in looking for the catch. It's been almost 23 years. I'm still looking. I'm pretty convinced there isn't one. And I've done this a little. I've done it a lot. I've done it not at all. I've moved 4 times to different locations. But since we have no territories, I've been able to keep those customers and keep the people that I've added to my team as well during those moves. That little 6-month-old baby's now 23 and finishing up at Cleveland State as an art education student. And then I added on my son Dale, who's 20, at OU in sports management. He's a junior there. And then I also have a 14-year-old daughter who's a freshman drummer in the Amherst Marching Band here. So I've kind of got the gamut and have built and added those children through the years. And my motivating factor, honestly, when I started to really pick up my Mary Kay business and run with it, was a school bus. I had a school bus on my fridge, and every time I look at it, I think, you know, this may not be what everyone wants to do, but I want to put my kids on the school bus, and I want to be there when they get off. And this could be my avenue to do this. And so that gives me goosebumps. They're just standing on end. So that's really why I started building this, because of a passion of wanting to be there. And what I have found as a side benefit along the way is it's allowed me to be everywhere I need to be when I need to be there. And you know, as women, we're the nurturers. We are the ones that step up to the plate when someone in the family is ill. When we lost my father-in-law to cancer, when we lost my mother's husband, the things that have happened throughout life, it's allowed me to be where I need to be when I need to be there without anyone's permission and still build to an executive income. It's published information. My highest paycheck in 1 month has been a little over $9,700. And on top of that is my personal sales, all the fun jewelry. Oh my gosh, like everything I have on except for this, I won from Mary Kay. It's crazy, all the fun real diamonds and gold they give you. The cars, I've earned 12 cars. I've been driving free since 1991, and they pay 85% of my car insurance. Seriously? That's like a college education times 2 right there if you add that all up. The self-esteem and the self-confidence, the person you become in the process is amazing. It has softened me, kind of taken that corporate out and helped me to realize that it's all about relationships and connecting with people and valuing people, and that our job here in Mary Kay truly is to enrich women's lives. That's our mission statement, and that's what we do. And we do that either by pampering a woman and making her feel better about herself and her appearance sitting trying the product, or they may then choose to become part of the company, and when they do that, we are fostering and empowering them, developing in them an ability to do beyond maybe what they thought they could do, moving them towards financial security, towards that sense of achievement, towards a sense of purpose where they feel like they can impact and enrich the lives of other women as well. So this is my passion. I wake up every day wishing there were more hours that I could work. I have to convince myself not to work. I want to tell you, I don't think I'm a workaholic. I never was a workaholic when I worked for Xerox or Johnson & Johnson. I couldn't wait for work to be done, and I didn't want to do any work when I was off work, and I was counting the days down to vacation. So I really don't think I'm a workaholic as much as I am passionate about what I'm doing, because it touches lives and impacts women, and there's constant paychecks of the heart as you see lives being changed, and you're reaching out and working with women either on their appearance or helping them to build a successful business that they can stand proudly over and say, look what I was able to do. So it is a pleasure to be able to share with you some founding things that you need to do, some baseline principles that you need to do from the beginning to make your business what you want it to be. And that really is the key. I really believe that my unit, which is a top unit in Mary Kay, we have constantly been in the top 10 of our national area of over 100 units. We have achieved national recognition for unit clubs marketing over 300,000 retail, over 400,000 retail, and our highest year being over 527,000 retail as a group. We are a top unit in a top national area. Kathy Halou is our national sales director. She's one of the top 3 nationals in the nation out of well over 300. So you've kind of landed yourself on a Super Bowl team. But the good news is you don't have to play in the Super Bowl if you don't want to. You can. I would love for you to. I love people that want to run with me. But if you're just here to get your products at a discount, that's great. If you want to service, you be on the Family and Friends program and just service a few family and friends and order once a year, $200, that's great. I will love you right where you are and never try to get you to move beyond what you want. Just make sure that you're clear with me as to what you want, because I work with people based on what they are telling me that they want to do. So part of the goal here is that when we get done with this today, yes, cats could be going through at any time. I have two. The part of my goal here is that when we get done today is that you will pick up the phone and call my office. My toll-free number is 888-337-7546, or you can call me at 985-3900. That's area code 440-985-3900 if you would prefer. That will bring you into my office and let me know what you would like to do in your Mary Kay business, whether it's the Family and Friends program, you want to make $100 a day, or you want to make $100 a month, or your goal is to replace a 6-figure income. All those things are frequently done in Mary Kay, so it really just depends on what you want. So make sure that you kind of think as I go through this, what do I want and how much time am I willing to put in? And if you will communicate that with me, then I can do a much better job at coaching you on how to do that. Okay, so keep that in mind as we kind of proceed through here. All right, so, oh my gosh, Judith, I got a packet in the mail. If you haven't, you're going to, if you're in my unit. I'm getting emails. Who is Kathy Halou? Kathy Halou is your national area, or national sales director. Coming from my office, obviously, it's going to say Judith Cotton. You may feel like you're getting a lot of information. Again, that's just because you're on a Super Bowl team. If you're just here for personal use, feel free. You could block Kathy Halou off of your email sender. You can even block me if you want to. I'm okay with that. And on the bottom of my emails, it says unsubscribe, and you can reply and do that too if you don't want that information. But we put a lot out there. Of course, it's free training for you to help motivate, inspire, let you know about new product information. I really think it would be smarter, even if you're just personal use, to take a quick glance at the subject line and what comes through. If it doesn't look like it applies to you, delete it. And if it does, you can drop it in a Mary Kay folder, set up an email folder, drop it in there and look at it at your leisure, when you're ready to do that, because there's a lot of great information there. In the welcome packet that you got, it should have come to you in a manila envelope looking something like this. And in that welcome packet, there is some information, and there's also a CD, and I'm going to walk you through that in just a minute. But before we do that, I want to just share with you why you might want to think about building this and where it might take you, and how we do that. So I'm going to give you the global picture first, and then I'm going to come in and give you the narrow how-tos. The big picture. In Mary Kay, we do two things. We build a customer base and we build a team. The bigger your customer base and the bigger your team, the bigger your paycheck, the bigger your diamonds, the nicer your cars that you drive. And so it all starts with building that customer base. I really try to encourage people to get in the habit of 100, thinking 100, building to 100 customers. Think about that. At a snail's pace, if you added 1 customer a week, you would have 100 customers in 2 years. Want to move a little faster? 2 customers a week? That would give you 100 customers at the end of 1 year. And 100 customers is very likely to bring you someplace between $6,000 and $8,000 a year income on reorder alone. Because don't forget, we sell a consumable product. It's like bread, butter, sugar, and milk. So when they run out, the sound of water at the end of the day makes me so happy. I hear that running water and I think, all my customers are pouring my product down the drain. Yay, they're going to need more soon. And they're going to call me. Yay! So the work that you do to build those customers, you sit down and facial a woman, it's going to take you about an hour. If you do a party with 3 to 6 women, that's going to take you about 2 hours. And you're going to make half. That facial is going to run anywhere from $50 to $150. And that party's initially going to run between $150 and maybe $400. And that takes a couple hours and you make half. So you're making a great hourly rate, $20, $30, $40, $50 an hour right out of the gates, which is fabulous. But the plus is that now they're on the product and they become very addicted to the product because nothing makes your face feel like Mary Kay feel. It makes your face feel. That's why we're the #1 filling brand. That's why we got the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. And once they try it, they want to stay on it. A woman is extremely loyal to her skincare routine and her foundation. And those things Mary Kay has nailed. They are the best of the best of the best. So as you start to build that customer base through washing faces, one-on-one, single facial, one-on-two, double facial, or a party with 3 to 6 women, or by bringing guests to local events in your area or here if you're local to me, you start to build that customer file. And hopefully you build a big, fat customer file. That this is half of mine. And so these are in here A to Z, and this takes you A through K. The second case is just as full and just as heavy, all full of customers and all full of sales tickets. It's very fun. These are the ones that are on end are people that I owe follow-up to, so I'll just grab one here. It's very fun to realize how long customers buy from you over and over and over and over and over. How fun is it? Ticket after ticket after ticket, because they become addicted to this product. So you want to start, and when you first start, your customer file is going to be really slim because you have a sales ticket, you have a profile card that looks like this, with maybe one sales ticket stapled to the back of it. That's how I started. I simply stapled the sales ticket to the back of the profile card in the upper hand corner. And then when it got ridiculous because they got too fat, that's when I went to this little envelope system where I took the profile card and actually stapled it to the front of an envelope, cut the end off so I could fit more tickets in it. But how fun would it be to get down the road and have a big fat customer file like this, knowing that that's going to bring you ongoing income, whether you're there or not, because you've already built that foundation. Your customers are your future financial security. They keep buying and buying. They refer people to you as long as you give good service, and these are liquid gold in your hands. So it's very smart to always know, how many customers do I have? When I was a building consultant, as the ones who started on the basic skincare set, which is cleanser, moisturizer, and foundation, or the Miracle set, which adds on the day-night solution, I put a blue, because I thought blue basic, blue basic. I put a blue paper clip on their little profile card, and that helped me to quickly glance and see how many basic skincare customers do I have? How good a job am I doing at building a solid customer base full of people using our basic skincare, because that's our primary source of income. So being that that is the goal, the way to that goal is to do faces and wash those faces. Now, as you're doing those faces, you want to work your business the way Mary Kay teaches, and you're going to get so much training if you want it, and it's all free. This is Kathy Hallou's Skincare Class Live CD. This came in your welcome packet. I recommend you listen to this like a gajillion times. She is amazing when it comes to teaching how to present the skincare. You will learn a ton about product, and you'll learn a ton about how to do a fabulous party. It really is all about the connection with the people and just getting them through the product and sharing your passion about the product. Because really selling, women love to buy, but they hate to be sold. Selling is a transference of belief. It's, oh my gosh, I love to use my eye cream. My favorite product is the night solution because I can't believe the way it makes my face feel. And whatever you need to say that is true and from your heart about what you love, the people in front of you do want to know. They ask me all the time, what is your favorite product? What is it that you can't live without? Tell them what you love about the product as you're presenting it. And truly, I've had people come in. We had one at meeting last night, $650 in sales last week. Her name's Beth. She's in the Stacy Murray unit. And she came in 9 days into the company, works a full-time job, $650 in sales. Well, how did she do that? She can't know much. I mean, she's been in for 9 days. It's sheer passion and enthusiasm. And as she puts it, I just love this product. And that's pretty much how she says it. I just love this product. So you kind of have to let that passionate side come out where you're sharing what you love and why, and then it's a transference of your belief. If you believe in the product, the sale will be a natural thing for you. This is going to teach you about the product, teach you an order to take them through when you do a facial or a party. And the great news is when you do your first facial or your first party, they have absolutely no idea what you're supposed to do. None. They don't know what you're supposed to do. You could make a million mistakes. They're unlikely to know unless you choose to draw attention to it. And it's really way more about fun and getting the product on them. If you can get that product on them and have fun with it, you're going to sell product regardless of how you do it. So it's more about doing the right things with a great attitude than it is about trying to do everything right. You kind of have to be willing in the beginning to go out there and make a whole bunch of mistakes. The more mistakes you make in the beginning, the more money you're going to make. Don't worry so much about doing things right as doing the right things, which is putting product on faces. And you can just follow right along. I even give you in my training materials a little chart that you can follow that tells you exactly what to say when you go to your parties, and we're going to get there. So at those parties, as you're going to hear on Kathy's CD, she takes a minute to tell her I story. And what is an I story? That's your story. That's what you did before Mary Kay. That's what you do now, if you still do that. What made you join Mary Kay? Why did you join? What are you loving about it, and where are you going with it? You know, you could start out right at your very first appointment saying, I am so excited because I'm in the process of winning my first car. Because you are. If you want to win a car, your very first face puts you in the process of winning your first car. 10,000 other women have won free cars. I've completely lost count in my unit and in the units that I have developed within my group. I have completely lost count of how many cars there are. I know it's at least 20, but I don't know. They win, and every 2 years we get a new one. I've won 12 myself. You lose count. If all those women, 10,000 women, can drive free, you can too if you want to. And we have several women who've earned cars that are driving their Mary Kay car to a full-time job somewhere else. It just gets down to 2 parties a week and consistently attending a unit meeting, which ends up being 15, 18 hours a week, including phone time, personal appointments, all of that. Why not drive free if Mary Kay's giving cars away, right? Makes sense. Well, how do you get from doing faces to winning a car? Well, when you're doing that appointment, again, as you're going to hear on the CD, you're giving your story, your I story, what you did before, why you joined, what you love, and where you're going. And you're sharing that story with passion from your heart of what you're doing and why you're here, and then you're giving an invitation. I'm always looking for women that would like to maybe make some extra cash, save some money on their own products, or maybe make a lot of extra cash, or maybe even replace your current income. And if that's something you'd be open to hearing some more about, talk to me at the end of class tonight. Just watch what I do. So you're extending that invitation to have them watch what you do, and then at the end, when they are seeing money transferring hands and you're moving all this product, it's a natural next step to then say, have you ever considered doing something for extra cash? I'd love to send you home with some information. And so that is an easy way to start planting those seeds for someone that might want to be on your team. And if they show some interest, if they check on their opinion poll, which I'll show you in a minute, that they are open to hearing more information, you need to let me know right away, along with a little information about her, and we can work together to help build that team through those initial appointments. Okay? So, and then you'll learn how to do that on your own. So we build faces, and we build a customer base, and we build a team by giving company information. And the bigger your customer base and the bigger your team, the bigger your income. So how does that income build through building a team? We are not a pyramid company. We are a dual marketing company. We buy our product for $1, we sell it for $2, and when you have a team member, you earn commission, and it's based on what they order from the company. And when they place a product order to the company sees, oh, Sue Smith is the one who brought them to us, and Sue will get a commission paid out of company profits. It won't affect Sue's new person on her team. She gets a commission paid out of company profits sent directly to her, and the level of that commission goes up the bigger the size of your team. That's why you want to grow a nice big customer base and a nice big team. You start out as a senior consultant with 1 or 2 active. As soon as you are a senior consultant, you are going to earn your senior consultant pin, which looks like this. It's got the one little rhinestone in it, and that signifies that you have 1 person on your team. And as a senior consultant, you are going to be earning a 4% commission check. So that means if your person orders $1,000 in product that month, which is not an unusual amount of product, $2,000, that would be $500 in sales a week. If they ordered $1,000 in product that month, you're going to earn a 4% commission, or $40. That's with 1 or 2 people. As soon as you hit the number 3, you become what's called a red jacket, and you get a special uniform. If you look on your InTouch website, which I'll share with you that website address in just a little bit, if you look on your InTouch website, you'll see pictures of the 3 beautiful red jackets that Mary Kay carries that you don, and you have your own Mary Kay uniform once you have at least 3 people on your team. That's what's called a star team builder. So 1 or 2 is a senior consultant. A star team builder is when you have 3 or 4. You move up, you get a new pin that says Star Team Builder. You can see the 3 little crystals in there to signify that you are a Star Team Builder. And starting with that 4th person, you also have the opportunity to earn a $50 team building bonus on top of that 4% from anyone that comes in with a qualifying order. Now, the next step, we're going to go 1, 3, and then 5. 5 is where the money starts. I always tell people, get to 5 as quickly as you can. When you have 5 people on your team, you're a team leader. 5, 6, 7, team leader. At that level, your commission more than doubles to 9 to 13%. That starts to get significant. That same $1,000 order or cumulative $1,000 in orders because you have 5 people on your team at least is now going to get you 9 to 13%. So $90 on 1,000 or $130 on 1,000 anytime you have 5 or more order in 1 month. I know, lots of details. You don't have to remember any of this. I keep it in front of you as you move up. That's part of my job when I'm coaching you. I just want you to understand that what you do builds, can't be taken away, and is solid as a rock. You've got the reorder income from your customer base that you build, and you've got the residual income when you bring someone to the company. It's my job to train them, but as they order and as your team gets bigger, you start to grow that paycheck. And so I will be teaching you how to make sure you're maximizing your paycheck all the way through this process should you choose to build a team and or go on to win a car and become a sales director. So 5 is kind of a magic number. At 8, they change your title to future director. We give you a beautiful scarf, and we start taking you very seriously when it comes to the position of directorship, and we'll talk to you and find out, is that something that you would like to do? And that kind of happens on the way from 5 to 10. At 5, remember, you become a team leader. At that level, you can then go on target to win a beautiful white Chevy Malibu. It's loaded. They pay 85% of your car insurance, approximately 85% of your car insurance. And you can earn one in every 2 years. They'll replace it. Like I said, I've been driving free since 1991. Can you imagine? No car payment since 1991? That's a happy thing. And so how do you win a car when you get to 5? You're building from 5 to 14. You can do that in 30, 60, or 90 days. It's completely up to you. And when you end with a team of 14 and hit production requirements, you earn a car. You have any idea how exciting it is to go to the dealership and go, like, excuse me, here to pick up my new car, and they go, driver's license, please. You show them their driver's license, they go, sign here, and then they go, here's your keys. Okay, so anyway, at 5, you can win a car. 30, 60 to 90 days, you're going from 5 to 14. And that solid team of 14 and production requirements earns you your first car, which is pretty slick. And that can be done very simply on 7 to 9 faces a week, or about 30 faces a month. Or you can break that down into 6 parties of 5. 6 parties of 5 in a month consistently will easily put you in a car, keep you in a car, and keep those cars getting better and better. You can move from the Malibu up to becoming a sales director and earning the Toyota Camry or the Chevy Equinox, on up to Cadillac and drive a Cadillac CTS like I have, or the new SRX, which is super cool with the moonroof. And that's just consistently doing that over time because it builds. You don't have to increase your activity the longer you're here. You just have to do the same activity longer. Okay, so at 5, you go on target to win that car. At 8, we start working with you as a sales director. 10 is a magic number if you want a management position with Mary Kay. At the number 10, you are now in a position to go into directorship qualification. And I will explain that thoroughly to you if that is a goal of yours. So you'll have to let me know that that's a goal of yours. But the bottom line with that is, again, you're taking 30, 60 to 90 days, whichever you prefer, to build from 10 to 24. The only differential is when you become a sales director, you and all 10 of your people can work together, and everybody's new team members count towards the 24. When you win a car, it's 14 personal team members, people that you personally have brought into the company. When you hit 10 and you go into directorship qualification, you hold hands with those 10 people, and the 11 of you work together to build to 24, and then you can become a sales director. As a sales director, your commission's about triple. That's how my paycheck gets to be $9,700 plus in a month, my highest check in 1 month, is through training others like I'm training you right now. And as you get bigger, I can work and share with you ways to make your job easier, like doing this video so that you don't have to be 28 places at once. I can honestly tell you, the longer I've been in Mary Kay, the bigger my customer base, the bigger my team, the less I've had to be gone from home. Because you get this solid team, I can do a lot of coaching over the phone, over email, over text. I do a lot of training via video, via CD, and so it's really cool to be in a place where, unlike Xerox or Johnson & Johnson, where the higher you go, the more of you they want. It's no longer God, family, career, it's career, 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 and they want 70, 80 hours a week. The higher you go in Mary Kay, the more you are available to your family, and the easier the job gets because the business starts to take on a life of its own and supports itself. I could truly leave town for a month and I'd still have an excellent paycheck. I love that. I absolutely love being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. So that gives you a little bit about the career path and how you move up. As a sales director, you can really move on up, and Cadillac directors generally between 70,000 and up. My girlfriend Linda Bradley, I know she earns about $140,000 a year. Wow, a former nurse. Can you imagine? So yeah, so it gets exciting, the income that can be earned. Okay, so now hopefully you have a little bit clearer vision of why you might want to think about building a customer base or building a team, or smarter yet, both. I don't think the two should be separated. I think you should just do them hand in hand. Even if you never wanted a management position, we've got a gal that lives in the Columbus area. She works for the state of Ohio. Her name is Denise. I think she's won 13 or 14 cars to date, but she has no desire to be a sales director. But she's like, why not drive free? So she built to the point that she could win a car and just wins a car every 2 years, drives it to her state job, and is happy as a camper because she doesn't want to do the management training thing. I love to train. So if you're the kind of person who likes to encourage people, who likes to empower people, you would love the position of sales directorship. And if that is something you're open to, let me know, because I'm looking for some strong women who are full of integrity, not afraid of some work, that really have a value for people, want to connect with women, and want to have an impact. If that's you, make sure you tell me, and we'll do that. Okay, so that's the bigger picture. Now you move beyond sales director, you can look at the national sales director position. That's really my next major step. At that level, you shift from training consultants to training directors, and you'll learn more about that later, but let me just net it out and tell you that the retirement program, the family security program, if I do nothing but hit average, will retire me at age 65. If I just hit average with about, let's see, 60% of about a $120,000 a year income every year for 15 years while I'm retired. And if something happens to me, there's survivor benefits. Say, wow. I know, wow, it is crazy. The carrot's huge. And we have 300 national sales directors. It's not like 3 women have hit that job. So if you aspire to that, let's go. I'm ready to run with you. Okay, so let's take that big picture and take it way down. If you are just here to get your products at a discount and maybe service family and friends, then you need to know that there are no ordering requirements with Mary Kay. You can take your starter kit and run. Do whatever you want. If you want to come in and just order $200 a year, that's going to get you 400 retail. Okay, how smart is that? You're buying 400 retail for 200, plus you just got a starter kit with $410 in it for about $100 unless you manage to get it on a discount. Sometimes they run specials. The very smart, super smart, if that's why you're here. If you want to make a little money, then you obviously want to do a few faces. But regardless of what you want to do, the initial startup really needs to be the same if you are going to be servicing people at all. And that would include listening to Kathy's CD. So you have a base understanding of the product. You'll learn a ton about the product that we sell the most. And the products that we sell the most are the Miracle Set, Cleanser, Moisturizer, Day-Night Solution, and Foundation. The oil-free eye makeup remover, because we should not use our time-wise cleansers. The age-fighting properties in there are too harsh for your eyes. You want to use the oil-free eye makeup remover. and the firming eye cream, because we all know we show aging here very quickly. There's very few oil glands there. This will teach you a lot about how to present and promote those products to guarantee that you get at least that sale when you sit down with someone, unless they simply don't have the ability to purchase it. Target market is important. Primarily, the bulk of the women that we market to are between the ages of 25 and 65. They have a job, they're married, they have a couple of kids, they have some college, at least 3 or 4 of those things. That will put you in the right target market to be sure that the person that you're marketing to can afford the product and will minimize frustration. We have a saying in Mary Kay, when you book the hard, the work is easy, and when you book the easy, the work is hard. So, you know, sure, anyone can book a 15-year-old for a makeover, but she's probably unlikely to hold the appointment when she's supposed to unless she's super accountable. And when you sit down with her, she can't afford to buy the product. So the ones who scare you a little bit more, they're the ones that we're going to start working with initially. So what is the first thing that I should be doing? That's usually where people are thinking. What do I do? The very first thing I would encourage you to do is to work on your 100 names list. Your 100 names list is just a list of 100 names. Women over the age of 18 who have skin. That's not meant to be funny, it's meant to make a point. Try really hard not to prejudge. Yes, we want to work in target market, but you need to tell everyone in your warm market what you're doing. And you need to not minimize or put your brain in a box by trying to prejudge who fits the picture. So as long as they're over 18 and they have skin, I don't care if they work or don't work, if they are worth like $1 gajillion or struggling to get by. Put their name on the list along with a phone number. The phone number is important. Yes, you can text. Yes, you can Facebook. Yes, you can email. You can snail mail. You can send a pigeon. You can Twitter. There's so many ways to reach people, but truly this is all about connection. And your success rate will be 100-fold more, so much higher, 10 times higher, if you will interact with people live. Usually that happens over the phone. Sometimes you're lucky enough you can talk to someone face to face. If you are over the phone, they can hear you smile over the phone. If you shut your eyes right now, you can tell that I'm smiling. And if you're not smiling, they can tell that too because it comes across. So on the phone, your warmth comes across. Your passion comes across. When you're excited about what you're doing, Mary Kay used to say, do jumping jacks before you get on the phone because it'll make you breathless and you'll be more excited. People are so excited to know someone's excited that they tune into what you're doing. So it's really important that we get excited when we contact people initially. So that 100 names list, I want you to go through. You have a list that actually came in your welcome packet, a place for you to write that down, along with some suggestions for some sources. Prospect sources, this is just to trigger your mind. Trigger your mind as to who might you be able to put on that list. And this is where you actually are going to write your names. You're not going to give this list to me. I'm not calling your people. This list is to teach you a base skill in Mary Kay, and that is to have an ongoing prospect list. Something where you can, when you have 2 minutes, you have at your disposal a name and a phone number that you can call to schedule an appointment or invite a guest to the next event that might be available to you. So having an ongoing prospect list is important. And when you complete your list of 100 names, you earn a darling little pin. And it's believe it or not, our unit's going so fast. This is not even the real pin that you get. The real pin is even cuter than this one. But we're out because we are going crazy right now. Our business is growing by leaps and bounds. What recession? People ask me all the time. Does the recession impact your business? Yes. Depressed women love to shop. So yeah, we're going crazy. We were actually recognized as the most improved unit in the Kathy Halou area, 841% ahead of last year. Okay, that was not a misquote. That was 841%. So there's lots of business out there. So you want to get that list done. Email my office. Let us know that that's done. That way Beth, my assistant, will get it. If you text me, it could end up in text la land somewhere. Email my office and let us know it's done, and we will either give you your pin at our local meeting, or if you're out of town, we will send that pin to you that way, either through the mail or directly to your director, and she can give you your pin at your local meeting. So work on your 100 names list. Make sure it has a phone number, okay, a phone number. If you don't have somebody's phone number, inbox them on Facebook and say, hey, give me your phone number. I want to give you a quick call. I have some exciting news. As opposed to trying to contact people by Facebook or by text where you don't have that live interaction and they can't hear your excitement. So you want to work on that 100 names list. You want to be looking towards working with what we call the perfect start or power start. Now in our unit, most people do a power start. You're going to read about the Perfect Start in your materials that you got from the company. They send you a wonderful little book, and it's called The Consultant's Guide. This is kind of like the Mary Kay Bible. If you will read this cover to cover, in fact, I urge you, just go on the back, use a permanent marker and make hash marks. Go through it 5 times. Highlight things. If you have questions, email my office or call me and say, I have a question about this, I have a question about that. This has also in it a little training DVD is in here as well. Everything in here from filling out a sales ticket to how to fill out a weekly accomplishment sheet to, oh my gosh, the little codes that are on the product, the day codes. What does that mean? It tells you when the product was made. How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I set up taking credit cards, filling out a sales ticket? All of that is in here. And so instead of wasting your valuable time right now giving you information that you can read, I want to take from my 23 years experience and share with you mistakes that I made that I don't want you to make. Kind of prevent you from falling in some of those holes and trust you to go through this multiple times and have this base information down. Deal? Okay. I would love it if you'd tell me that you had gotten through this once. I thoroughly read my Consultant's Guide, Judith. I love your emails letting me know what you're doing. That's very helpful. So in there, it will walk you through the Perfect Start and Power Start. I also included in your welcome packet the script that we recommend that you use to book that Perfect Start, to book it in the first place. All right, before you start to get ready to book a Perfect Start or Power Start, what is a Perfect Start or a Power Start? A Perfect Start is 15 faces in 14 days. That could be 3 parties of 5. That could be 15 individual facials. That could be 7 double facials and 1 individual facial. The only requirement is that they're over 18 and they're female. That's it. And so doing that Perfect Start, when you do that, that's kind of like your training in Mary Kay, very similar to, and when you become a teacher, you do student teaching. When you become a nurse, you do student nursing. When you want to be a cosmetologist in the state of Ohio, you cut hair for 15 to 1,800 hours before you get your first penny. Why? Because you have to practice to get good at it. Think of this like your student teaching. But the cool thing is, it's paid. Unlike those other things I mentioned, you get paid to do this because people always buy product when they feel it on their face. Women together with product on their face equals sales. It's just a given. It's the coolest thing ever that it works so simply. When you complete a Perfect Start, 15 faces in 14 days, you get a cute little PS pin that I'm going to show you in a minute. But my recommendation is that you do the Power Start. The Power Start is 30 faces in 30 days. Oh gosh, Judith, that sounds like a lot. I always share the story of Offspring Sales Director, former kindergarten teacher Rebecca Wisniewski, because when she joined, she did her Power Start 30 faces in 30 days, except that she did 30 faces in 4 days. She was a single mom, full-time teacher during the school year, full-time kindergarten teacher, single mom, and that weekend her ex-husband had the children, so Thursday night she did a party. She worked on Friday at school. Friday night she did a party. She did a couple on Saturday and I think 1 on Sunday to get her 30 faces in, sold over $1,800 in 4 days. Now, am I encouraging you to do that? I'm not. You don't have to do that. I certainly didn't do that. I took all 30 days. Take all 30 days. I'm encouraging you not to think, oh my gosh, how would I ever do 30 faces? It's simple. It really is simple. It's 5 women having 6 people in. That's 30 faces. Any way you want to set it up in 30 days. And it doesn't have to be a calendar month. It could be from October 10th to November 10th. So as soon as you hold your first party, that's when you start counting, and then you get 30 faces in 30 days, you have completed a Power Start. That really gives you a huge foundation and helps you work out the bugs. Doing Mary Kay is a lot like cooking a recipe. If you get a new recipe that has ingredients you're not familiar with, and they want you to do things to it that you hear the word and you're like, I don't even know what that is. What am I supposed to do with this? You know, weird cooking terms. So the first time you do it, you may have to call the chef, the person who gave you the recipe a few times, to ask her some questions. You may get a little lost in the grocery store trying to find the ingredients. Setting up to even cook the thing takes a while. The first time you cook it, it takes forever. You get done, you're not sure it's right. Maybe it didn't come out as good as when you ate it at her house. Then you have to call her and find out what you did wrong to do it the next time. But once you've made that recipe 30 times, most of us can make it without even looking at the recipe card. Or maybe all we need is just to know a measurement, because we've got it. We've done it over and over and over again. Repetition is the key to success here. It's the key to getting good. And probably the #1 thing that glitches up a new consultant, and the reason that we don't have 100% of our consultants stay with us forever, is they truly just are not willing to give themselves a chance to get good at this. You've got to give yourself a chance to get good. And that happens through practice and repetition. The more faces you do, the faster you do a lot of faces, the faster you get really good. Because you learn a lot, you learn through your mistakes. And hey, oh happy day, we don't have any products that leave them tattooed. Yay, nothing's permanent. There's no makeup emergencies. You really can't screw people up. I mean, really, how bad can you screw people up? Wrong cleanser? Shift it. I mean, it's okay. So nothing we do is that critical. It's more important that you get in front of the faces, learn the process, so that packing for an appointment is fast as lightning, so that doing your appointment is fast, setting up is fast, closing is fast. You can get the complete appointment done in an hour, take orders and give them their product in the next hour, and be in and out in 2 hours. My first class took 4.5 hours. Of course, well, I do kind of like to talk, but even my people who are more quiet, sometimes you're going to find that first appointment, like that first recipe, takes longer because we're learning. It's a new person. It's just like a new person on the cash register at McDonald's. They take longer. Once you got it down to a science, you're like, you got it. So you have to do enough appointments to get good at it, so that then after you do your Power Start, if your goal is only to do one party a month, you could do it in your sleep. You got this. It's no longer a stress. You know how to pack, you've worked out the bugs, you've got this. So I really urge you, take the Power Start and run with it. Even if you think you're never going to do another one. Plus, you're very likely 30 faces, even if you only hit $50 a face. That's $1,500 in sales. Guys, that's $750 in your pocket. Do it, you'd have money for Christmas, right? Depending on what time of year it is right now. We are in October, so I'm kind of thinking holidays. All right, so when you do that Power Start, remember I mentioned the Perfect Start and Power Start have pins. This is the Perfect Start pin, and this is the Power Start pin. And of course, in Mary Kay, we're just all about the bling. So we add some bling when what you accomplish is a little bit bigger. So the Power Start pin has the glitz on it. If you do your Perfect Start pin and down the road do 30 faces in 30 days, just call it to our attention and we'll trade out your Perfect Start pin and give you the Power Start pin so you can be glitzed out. The other reason that it's super important to hit your Perfect Start or your Power Start is because you want to lead the way for your team. If you are adding people to your team, speed of the leader, speed of the gang. They're going to watch this training tape or come to my house for face-to-face new consultant training, which I wish I was doing with all of you right now, but there's just only so many hours in a day. And they're going to get done with training, and then they are very likely to call you and say, so did you do your Perfect Start? Did you do your Power Start? And if you say no, they kind of go, oh, and it takes them off the hook. And now you start a weak team. If you're going to team build, you start a weak team that way. You want to have a strong team where they're going to follow. Speed of the leader, speed of the gang. Absolutely, I did my Power Start, and you should too. It'll teach you a lot. It'll put money in your hands. You'll love it. You'll be really good at it, and it'll really help you to know what you want to do with your business. Encourage them to do a Power Start by doing one yourself. Speed of the leader, speed of the gang. Okay, so Perfect Start, Power Start. There's a script in here. This is in your welcome packet. There's also a script available to you in the consultant's guide. You'll hear all sorts of scripts, but it's basically super simple. When you call, you always want to ask people, do you have a quick minute? It's just polite. If they go, oh, it's kind of crazy right now, you say, no problem. When would be a good time to call you back? I just got a quick question for you. And if they say, yeah, I have a quick minute, you say, great, let me tell you why I'm calling. Sometimes when we call into someone's home and they haven't talked to you in a while, they're going to go, oh my gosh, hi Jane, how are you doing? If you fully answer that question and you go, well, I'm great, my son this, and my daughter this, and my dog this, and whatever, now you have to ask her, how are you? Now what if she gives you some terrible news? How are you going to come back from her terrible news and talk about Mary Kay? That would be like really rude, right? We do not want to do that. Have you ever had someone call you and chit-chat and chit-chat and chit-chat and chit-chat, and then 20 minutes into the conversation they go, so hey, what are you doing on Saturday? Could you help me move? And you're thinking, really? Why didn't you just call me and say, I need help moving on Saturday, are you available? It just doesn't feel good. Mary Kay is all about making people feel good. Women appreciate it when you are straightforward. Don't pull any punches. When you call, do you have a quick minute? And she goes, yeah. I say, great, let me tell you why I'm calling. If she goes, well, hi Jane, how are you? Or, wait a minute, how are you? I go, you know what, I'm good, but first let me tell you why I'm calling. Get the Mary Kay thing out of the way and chit-chat at the end. You know what, I'm great. In fact, I have all sorts of news for you, Jane, but first, let me tell you why I'm calling, okay? You're never gonna believe what I'm doing. I just started my own business with Mary Kay, and I'm calling for your encouragement. I need to do 15 practice faces in my first 2 weeks. Is there any reason I couldn't borrow your face? Generally, you're going to get a positive response to that. Keep in mind that it doesn't make any difference whether she purchases a thing. So if she happens to say, well, you know, I can't buy things, it doesn't matter. I just need to get my practice faces in. Sure, I could do that. Great. I have another idea. When we get together for your appointment, you could share it with a couple of friends. You know, Jane, it's just as easy to do 2 or 3 as it is to do 1. You'll have more fun. You can get their opinion of your look, and you'll earn some free product from me. How does free sound? And just see what she says. Be quiet and let her respond. If she wants to have a couple of friends in, then she's going to earn hostess credit. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So the script is right here. Again, I try to tell people, don't fall in this hole, don't fall in that hole. Probably one of the biggest mistakes I see new consultants make is A, they won't come to training, or they won't come to their first couple of meetings to get some additional training, and B, they won't use this script as written. They say their own thing, and then there's surprised when they don't get results. I really encourage you, come very close to what this script says. You need to tweak a word or two, that's up to you, but become very, very close to this script. It's designed to work. When you say, is there any reason why I couldn't borrow your face? If she says no, then that means yes. And if you say, is there any reason why I couldn't borrow your face? And she says, well, yeah, I could do that. Then she means yes. So no means yes, and yes means yes. See how that works? Women are kind of programmed to say no. These words are designed to get you the right answer. Please, please use the script as written, and you'll get better results. And my goal is to help you get better results, okay? So that script is on here, and that will help you to set up those initial appointments. Well, in order to set up those initial appointments, you need to take the time to go through your date book and choose when you're going to work. So simply go through your date book and go, okay, I could hold appointments here. If you want to do 1 appointment a month, pick at least 3 slots. If you want to do 10 appointments, pick at least 20 slots. Why is that? Because we are very much like a doctor, a dentist, or a lawyer. Have you ever changed a hair appointment? How about a dentist appointment? Ever changed a doctor appointment? We are professionals running a professional business. People sometimes have things come up in their lives. If they've got an infant home sick, if they have a death in the family, they're going to change their appointment. I very rarely have a cancellation, but postponements are part of this just like they are part of a doctor's office. So if you know that up front, you can play by the rules of the ball game. If you want to hold 1, book 3. If you want to hold 5, book 8. And the longer you're here and the better your skills become, the higher hold rate you have, more will hold. There are some basic coaching skills you're going to read about in your consultant's guide, and you're going to get some additional information in the little packet that I give you on how to get a guest list from them, how to coach that hostess to be working on inviting 8 to 10 women. Even the little hostess brochure helps walk them through some things that will help to solidify that. Staying in close contact with her. Are we still at 3? Do we have 4? Don't forget I have a gift for you if you get at least 5 there. I always work to have 6. My ideal class, hostess plus 5 is 6. So I'm working with her. And yes, a lot of that work, not the booking call, but once she's booked, a lot of that work happens via text and email to get her guest list and to coach her through on how to have a good class. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on coaching. I'm just going to tell you that it's important, and there are materials in your consultant's guide and in the thing that I send you that you can go through, and if you have questions, you can ask me. The most important piece of coaching is getting that guest list from her. So when she says, yeah, she could have a couple of friends in, I always ask her, who are you thinking of, and get her to start making that list, and I offer her a little gift, usually $5 in product or a nail polish or something, to get that guest list back to me with phone numbers within 24 to 48 hours. That's the most important part of coaching, but the rest I'm going to have you continue to read up on, and you'll get more information on that as you go. Okay, so we are doing great. We've taken you through the perfect start and the power start. That will literally lead you to anything that you want to do in Mary Kay. And once you get there, how am I going to know what to do? You're going to listen to Kathy Hallou's CD over and over again. You are going to watch the DVD that came from the company. You are going to attend local events where you can watch a class. I did a class last night at my local meeting. I'm doing one Thursday night here at my home. I'm doing one Saturday morning here at my home. That's my general flow here. If you're out of town, we can get you to a class out in your local area with a local person close to you. And you can watch and listen to this, and I'll be happy to coach you through things over the phone. The other thing I put in here, just to make life easier for you, is how I do my party. I have in the back of this little packet that you're going to get from me something called a class flow. If you are out of town, you're watching this, you're like, oh my gosh, I want that right now. I don't have it, I want it right now. email my office, and my office manager, Beth, will send it to you. This has literally every product that I do. It reminds me the goals at the class, that I'm going in there to sell those sets, to get referrals, to book new appointments, to give some company information, to get the paperwork I need back filled out. It reminds me of my goals. It tells me what products that I need. It tells me how to fill my tray, and literally walks through what to do. Welcome them, have them introduce themselves, meet the guests. It takes you through everything that I do at the party. I have this basic class flow in a little book in sheet protectors, and I just look at the bold print, and that keeps me on track so that I don't forget things at my class. So I make sure I ask for referrals. I'm reminding them about that checkup facial so I can get that second appointment. It really keeps me on track. Some of that second appointment checkup facial, Judith, what are you talking about? You will totally understand that if you listen to Kathy's live CD. So I would really encourage you to do that soon, because between that and this, you've got a class flow you will have no problem following, repeating, and of course you can watch us as many times as you like. Okay. This is the opinion poll. This will help you at the end. A lot of consultants are like nervous. Well, what do I do at the end of the appointment? You have them fill out the opinion poll. It asks the questions for you. Did you have a nice time today? Did you learn something new? Do you love the way your face feels? And if you could have anything you wanted, circle the set. That way when you sit down with them, you already know about what she wants. And I can say, I see that you circled the miracle set. Is that what you're thinking? Where would you like to start tonight? And then I just stay quiet. I see that you circled the basic set. Is that where you're thinking you'd like to start tonight? And I just stay quiet. And let her tell me. Once I'm done with the appointment, it's her job then to tell me what she wants. Now I need to let her shop and be quiet. And she'll tell you, and she'll ask questions, and you can go from there. And one of the cool things is that the words I don't know are a universal wonder. So don't hesitate to say them. If you were sitting right in front of me, I'd say, repeat after me, I don't know. And they'd say, I don't know. Because if someone asks you a question and you don't know, just simply tell them, I don't know, but I'll check with my director and get back to you. And that way it takes you don't have to feel nervous like you have to know everything. Oh my gosh, if we had to know everything before we did an appointment, that'd be like, even the people at McDonald's, they don't know everything the first time they go on the cash register. You have to be willing to make mistakes. But at least now you know you have an outline to follow. You have a sheet that's going to help you end the appointment, and you can listen to how to do it over and over again on Kathy's CD. That should take some of your fear out of, oh my gosh, how do I do a facial? How do I do a party? That should help you with that. Okay, so we've covered pretty thoroughly the how to schedule a perfect start or a power start. A couple pieces of paperwork that go with that. Mary Kay does not take a lot of paper. So I want to take a little break in here from training methodology, so to speak, and talk about paper. Hostess credit. You book a party. What kind of hostess credit do you offer? This is the current brochure. The one you have now may be a little bit different, but it'll be obvious it's a hostess brochure when you open it up, because it will somehow talk about getting products for free. And it will show you a couple different plans in here. One is where they can earn 10, 15, 20% of sales based on the sales of the class and how many bookings you get. Another, one of my personal favorites is, hey, how would you like to get $40 in free Mary Kay? Because when you have a few girlfriends together, you get $75 worth of product for $35. Now think about that. $75 worth of product costs you $37.50, because half of $75 is $37.50. So if you give them $75 worth of product for only $35, it literally costs you $2.50 to have that party, because you paid $37.50. She's giving you $35. That's why I love that one, especially for new people. They get free stuff. They're happy. You're spending very little money. You're happy. So I love that one as well. If you want to really launch things quickly, or if you ever need to like spice things up and you're feeling, oh my gosh, I'm looking at snow blindness in my date book, it's all white, offer double hostess credit. If you're a mathematics person, I love math. If you're a mathematics person, you can quickly look at these two hostess programs and realize you can offer them both, and it works just fine, because you'd offer this alone anyway. If you add this on, what's it going to cost you? $2.50. So you could offer both, and they're really excited when you say, hey, double hostess credit, because that sounds so huge, but you're not taking any risk. This one's dependent on sales. Right? You will hear all sorts of other ways that people do hostess credit. The two other most prominent ways you'll hear is, I'll give you a 10% discount on your own order for each, they call that the 5-finger discount, for each guest you have with you. So if you have one guest over, you can get 10% off your own order, 2, 20%, all the way up to 5, 50% off your own order. That is pretty common. That way, again, it can't cost you anything. If you give her 50% off her order, that's what you paid for it. Now, if you have a higher end customer, you know, you have reason to believe that she's very solid financially. She's a high-end purchaser. She's probably already using a prestige brand, Estee Lauder, Lancome, Chanel, something, Shiseido, something that you would get at the mall. You may choose, if she's tough to book, to offer her $10 in free product for each person there, up to 5. So if you have 5 friends there, I'll give you $50 in free product. That costs you 25 bucks, and in that crew, the average sale is going to be between $102 to $100 per person, because they don't even think about spending that. Oh my gosh, foundation's $48 at the mall. You go to the Lancome counter. It's all relative. If that's not what you buy and that's a shock to you, it was a shock to me too. Blistex and mascara was a big night out for me when I joined Mary Kay, and I used whatever soap was in the shower. When I found out what people were paying for skincare at the mall, I nearly fell off my chair. To each their own, but just know you can offer a higher hostess credit when you're working with that high-end crowd. Okay, so this walks them through, gives them a little tips on how to make sure they have a great party, has a place where they can write down their guest list. It's just a simple little hostess brochure, but a necessary piece of literature. And then, of course, when you get a new customer, you want to start a profile card on them. This is kind of like starting your file in a medical file. And so this will have their information, and this works like a cheat sheet. So if she sits down in front of you and she fills this all out, some questions on here, ask her about her skin type, and you're like, Judith, how do I know what products to put on her? Oh, you guys, they make this like stupid simple. When you flip it up, it's like a carbonized paper. It's not really carbon. I don't even know how it works. That's my age talking, but it transfers and puts an X on what product to give her. So if she fills this out, the underside sheet is a cheat sheet which will tell you what products to give her. Say yay. That makes it super simple. Plus, this is your ongoing paper that you can look back at. You can make notes of colors that you have used on her in the past. You can note her foundation shade on here. And again, when you're new, once you get through your first 100 customers at least, I would just take the pink sales ticket when you sell something, this top copy, and staple it face up to the back of this profile card. And that will give you an ongoing record of what she's purchased with the most recent purchase closest to you. It'll be on the front all the time. Every time you put a new one on, just put it on front till they get stapled to death, and then if you choose to, you can switch to the system that I showed you earlier. There's 2 pieces here when you get them home. I file the flimsy one by birthday, so if I choose to offer some sort of birthday special to people that have a birthday that month, it's filed under their birth date. And this card one I filed alphabetically by last name. Then of course you've got your sales ticket. It's thoroughly explained how to fill out a sales ticket in your consultant's guide. Most important thing is be sure you date it, and be sure that however you notate on here what they purchased, you should be able to look at it 10 years from now and know exactly what it is. Don't put 3 eyeshadows, put 3 eyeshadows, hazelnut, spun silk, sweet plum. Don't just put moisturizer, put Time Wise moisturizer, normal dry. Whatever it is, be very specific. If they're buying more than one item, 3 shadows, it would have the individual price in here, $6.50, and over here it would have the extended price, $19. And then down here you have your subtotal. You put your tax on, which is your local tax rate, and then give them a total. What do we take? How can they pay? Exactly what it says across the top. It tells you right across the sales ticket that we take MasterCard, Visa, Discover, and then it has a place here. All you need is the number and the expiration date. That's it. It wouldn't even matter if they signed it. It's just like ordering online. They don't even have to sign it. You just need the expiration date and the credit card number. Can they mix and use some cash, some credit, some check? Yep, I call that the husband unawareness program. They have no idea what you're doing. So you do a little check, a little cash, and a little credit. They can do it however they want, as long as you can look at this later and know how much to put on the credit card, how much was a check, how much was in cash. If they do a check, it gets made out to you, and obviously cash is cash. It works no matter what, okay? If you have questions on that, let me know. And then in addition, lastly, your weekly accomplishment sheet. This is a major source of communication with me. I recommend you put this on a clipboard, keep it in front of you, and every time you have a sale, you mark down their name, what the sale is under the appropriate category, and then as the week continues, and the week runs Sunday through Saturday, so it always ends on Saturday. At the end of Saturday, you can add up your totals and see what you sold for the week. This gives you an ongoing picture of your business, and it's really the primary tax piece that you're going to look at the end of the year. Makes it super easy to do your taxes if you do this weekly. I'd like to point out this is not a bi-weekly or a semi-annual sheet. This is a weekly sheet. You just kind of have to get in the habit of doing it at the end of the week. If you keep it on a clipboard out in the open, you will have no problem staying on track with that and keeping that thing filled out. Yes, you can do weekly accomplishment sheets online. If you're going to do that, which I highly recommend, use a hard copy. Fill it out all week long. When your week is done, take this to then transfer going onto the online InTouch system, enter all your information, hit submit to director. That way you don't have to mail this to me. It'll just send it right to it sends it right to my office, which is great. But don't wait to the end of the week and just take your sales tickets and put it on there, because then you don't know where you are throughout the week. Fill it out on a hard copy, and then at the end of the week, use this to roll it to that. The nice thing about putting it on there is at the end of the year, that system online on InTouch will total everything for you. That means you don't have to go back and do the math and figure out the different columns and where you sold and how much sales tax, and everything is totaled for you because you've got your weekly sheets week by week put in online on InTouch off of your hard copy that you kept on your clipboard all week long. Okay, those are your basic pieces of paper that you use in Mary Kay. Sales ticket, profile card, weekly accomplishment sheet, and of course that hostess brochure you're going to be using with your hostesses. Then you also have your catalogs. We have the lookbook and the lookbook and the beauty book. The lookbook obviously is larger. It's very color focused, but it also covers the whole entire line. The beauty book, this is what we use. This is your gold mine right here. This is what we use when we do a Mary Kay party. When we do your initial class, because it focuses on, guess what? The miracle set. Our Good Housekeeping Seal of Approved miracle set, okay? We're constantly turning to page 7. This is what I open the book to when I have them do the class. They look at this through the entire class. It's got the before and after picture here. It's got the 11 age fighting benefits that the Good Housekeeping Seal of Approval, they came and said, yes, we provide those benefits. This is what I have them looking at all through the party. I don't want this big book, which is going to put their focus on color. They've got color at home, and color is frosting on the cake. If the cake is crumbly, it doesn't matter what kind of frosting you use. Our goal is to sell that miracle set, preferably the miracle set plus the oil-free eye makeup remover and that firming eye cream. You put that together, if it's mineral powder, foundation, and a brush, that's $168 sale per face. That's my personal goal when I go into an appointment. I want to sell each person there a miracle set, plus they need the oil-free eye makeup remover because they can't use that cleanser around their eyes. Everybody needs eye cream. And of course their mineral powder foundation, which they all fall in love with when they use, and they need the brush. So I just priced that whole thing together. I say this is your miracle set, which is only $118 based on current pricing as of October of 2011 when I'm doing this video. And then add the bookends, and I say your bookends would be on the front end, you need your oil-free eye makeup remover, that's only $15, don't say dollars. And on the far end, you need your firming eye cream, and that's only $30. The O award-winning, Oprah Winfrey award-winning eye cream, and that's only $30. And I don't give them the total of $168. I just tell them it's $118, then this is $15, this is $30, and then when I sit down with them to purchase, they will often just add that on. They don't even realize they get to the end, it's $168 sale. They love it. They order and order and order and order, and I'm giving them my absolute favorite product, so I'm very excited about having them have something that I absolutely love. So this is your lookbook, or your beauty book. Do not put the lookbook in front of people that have not tried the product. What you want to, if they haven't tried the product, what you want to do is give them a facial. Because once they feel the product, that's what sells them. I would have never looked at this product. The price I would have never looked at it. But we are less expensive than everything at the mall. Don't forget that. You have people all around you using Clinique. 9 out of 10 women. We have 10% of the market. That means 9 out of 10 women are using the wrong product. So when you go out there amongst the people, almost everybody is a prospect, right? 9 out of 10 are using the wrong product. But we are the #1 selling brand. There's just a lot of players in the game. And the way we get them on the product is to sit down and put the product on their face. I'd rather you take this and do a quick sink facial. Here, come in here, put this on, take that off, put this on, take that off. Real quick at the sink. If all else fails, do a facial on the back of their hand so they can feel what that product feels like. Tell them how it comes. Let them try the mineral powder here if they're not willing to try it on their face. Get through your 30 faces using this book focused on the skincare. That will bring you income and long-term security. The color becomes an add-on sale that they get because our color is fabulous, and because when we start to do that second facial, that checkup facial and beyond, we work more with color. And you're going to hear on Kathy's CD that we book the first appointment using that Perfect Start script, but when they purchase the skincare, we do a checkup from the neck up. We want to make sure the product is working properly, and when we get together with them for that checkup facial, we can choose a look out of the lookbook or just have them pick a color card. You got color cards in your starter kit. You have them pick a color card based on the lip color, and then they get to try a more full color look, and liner. Well, give them some tips like how to keep their eyeshadow on all day. That would be eye primer. How to keep their lip color on all day. That would be lip primer. Let them know they're going to get some tips and can choose a look from the book when they do their checkup facial with a couple of friends. And oh, by the way, when you do that, you get all your color half price. That makes your eyeshadows $3.25. Oh my gosh, you're buying lipstick for $6.50. You're buying mascara for $5 or $7.50. You guys, that competes with Walmart or Drug Mart. I say that right at my table. That way they all want to start with the skincare, have a couple of friends in so they can buy their color half price. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Just so smart. So make sure that you understand the difference between these books. Once somebody starts on the product, or if someone says, oh my gosh, I love Mary Kay, you want to offer that golden rule service. Oh, who's your consultant? You know, we do not take other people's customers. Who's your consultant? Oh, I don't have a consultant. Oh, I lost my consultant. I haven't heard from her in 3 years. Oh my gosh, I would love to be her. She can have a lookbook. She's already sold on the product. She thinks Mary Kay is fabulous because she's had it on her face. If she hasn't had it on her face, she doesn't know any more than I did. I'd have never brought Mary. You'd have given me a book and I looked at it and gone, thanks but no thanks. My soap and water's working just fine, until I felt it on my face and saw the difference in that mirror. Okay, so that's your lookbook and your beauty book and a little bit on paperwork. All right. So we've taken you through the first of the P's and the longest of the P's. There's 3 P's we're going to cover. Perfect Start, Power Start, Pearls, and Profit. Now I get to move into something fun. That's pearls. Thank you for hanging with me. I know that was a lot of information on that Perfect Start, Power Start, but it's so key to everything that you do. Pearls. Don't girls just love their pearls? We do love their pearls. We love our pearls. There is a beautiful pearl set that you can get. This is probably hard to see on video, but there's a beautiful pair of pearl earrings in here. And then up here there's a pearl bracelet. And over here there's a pearl necklace. And you can become a pearl girl and earn all 3. That's a mouthful. Pearl girl. Try to say that fast. You can be a pearl girl by earning all 3. So how do you earn those pearls? You're going to notice when you look in your welcome packet, I didn't give you a lot of paper, but I gave you the Perfect Start paper. I gave you the paper to put your names on to get your booking bee and get the 100 names list. And I gave you this paper. This is the How You Win Your Pearls. Pearls of Sharing tracking sheet. And basically what it says on here is hold 3 practice interviews within 2 weeks. Now, I have to be honest, I'm very lenient. I love to work with people where they're at. If you want to be slow out of the gates, that's completely your option. But the key is that when you do your 3 practice interviews to earn those earrings, they need to be within a 2-week period, which is 14 days. It doesn't matter, Monday, whatever. You just hold the first one, count out 14 days, and we do 3 practice interviews. Well, Judith, how do I do a practice interview? I don't know how to do an interview. I know, that's why we do practice interviews. The way I usually do that is with a 3-way phone call. If you're local, I love to work face-to-face, but sometimes that's just not feasible to get your prospect and you and me all there at the same time. If we can, excellent. You'll learn a lot seeing me work face-to-face. But if we can't, then we can do a 3-way call over the phone. And the way that works is I call you, I get you on the line, then I call her and I get her on the line. And I say, hey Jane, say hi to Sue. You guys say hi to each other. And then I thank Sue for helping you with your training by being one of her practice interviews. And I ask her, you know, are you doing this just to help Jane? Or are you doing this because you have a little curiosity? And then I let her answer, and I tell her this will take 15 minutes unless you have questions, and that's my promise, 15 minutes unless she has questions. Now, honestly, they usually have questions, but then that's her extending the time, not me. At the end of 15 minutes, I stop and say, you know, you want me to continue or continue to ask questions? And they usually, oh, yeah, I've got questions. They just didn't know that they didn't know. Part of me is convinced the only reason why the whole planet doesn't do Mary Kay is because they just don't know. They don't know we don't have any quotas, and they don't know that you can make a 6-figure income, and they don't know that you can dabble and bring in an extra $100 a month and make your life easier or have a debt-free Christmas. You know, they just don't know. So I need to teach you how to give that information. So you set up 3 of those. We do those 3 15-minute appointments over the phone or longer, however long they want to take, and that's your 3 practice interviews, and you get your pearls. Matters not at all whether or not somebody joins. That is not the point. The point is to teach you how to do an interview on your own so that I can teach you how to fish, not just hand you one. I want you to be able to run with this business as fast as you want to go because you know how to run. Then it's got the bracelet on here. Well, how do you add the bracelet? You do, guess what, 3 more. Do that 3 more within your first 30 days. So within 2 weeks, do 3. Within your first 30 days, do 3 more. Now that's a total of 6. Then you get the matching bracelet. Okay, and then you can add on the matching necklace when one of those people chooses to become a qualified new person on your team. And that way you get the whole set and you become a Pearl Girl. If you have questions on that, you can ask me, but that's something to be looking at. And the easiest way to look at that is to do your 100 names list and then go back at that 100 names list and go, who would help me and be an interview? Or Who would I love to have in my amen corner? Maybe she's a little skeptical about you being a Mary Kay, and I would love them to hear from Judith why this is such an amazing company. That would be a great person, your skeptic. Maybe your mom, someone, or if there is someone in your life who's being negative with you, she'd be a great person to say, hey, help me with this. It'll help to turn her around and put her in your amen corner. And then if there's someone you just think would be fabulous, maybe she loves to shop, maybe she loves fashion, maybe she loves people, maybe she's the kind of person who likes to have impact. She's in the medical field, she's a teacher, she wants to do something that has impact. The more people-oriented they are, the more servant-oriented they are, the better they'll do in Mary Kay. So if you know someone like that who just tends to give, she'd be ideal. And don't worry about her being busy. Busy women get things done. I'd rather work with a busy woman any day of the week. Tell someone with an open schedule, you never know when it's going to get done. Okay, so that's how you earn your pearls. Wasn't that easy? I told you the second P would be faster. And then last but not least, I want to talk about profit. How do you make your profit and how do you pay yourself? Well, the good news of the day is, as we wind down this training today, and thank you for hanging in there with me on watching this video, the way Mary Kay is set up, I teach, they pull different directors in to teach topics that they're strong in. When I go to Dallas or when I'm at an event and people want me to teach, I'm the money management girl. Probably because, unlike a lot of women in Mary Kay who come from teaching and medical, my background's business. I love math. Honestly, most people in my unit do not love math. So you get the gamut, but I'm all about it. So when I teach money management. That's my strength. So I actually have a CD on money management. And I will give you that CD when you finish your Power Start or Perfect Start, whichever you choose to do, or when you have money to manage. I don't like to go too far down the road on how to manage that money when you don't even have any money to manage yet. I'm just going to give you the starting point here. The starting point here is you are going to have the ability to earn a money bag. I'll tell you how in a minute when I walk you through your prizes and end. When you win your money bag, it's got a place in here for the money to go. You can put sales tickets, you can put your calculator, your pens, everything in here. I want you to think about this. This is straight from Mary Kay Ash herself. I got to be trained by her. How lucky am I? She said, pretend there's an alligator in here. And when you go to your class and you come home and you got $500 cash in here, which even if it surprises you and you're not buying it, I'm telling you, that's going to happen. You're going to have all sorts of cash and checks in here. You cannot take money out of here for any reason except to put it in your dedicated Mary Kay account. But Judith, I don't have a dedicated Mary Kay account. I didn't think that you did. As soon as you get your first money, you use that money to open one. So I want to be clear. I'm not telling you go out right now and open a Mary Kay account. You don't need to do that. But as soon as someone pays you, you do. So if you sell a moisturizer, that's $22 and tax, $23 and something. Take that $23, go to the bank, open a personal checking account. Not a business account. They're going to expect you to have $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 in there, minimum levels that you have to keep, etc. You're going to want to open a personal checking account and put that initial whatever they paid you in there. That's your dedicated Mary Kay account. You do not want to mix personal funds with business funds. So if they write a check, they make it to you. If they use credit card, in the consultant's guide, it walks you through how to set up what they call PayPal through InTouch, which will allow you to accept all those credit cards, and you can literally, at the push of a button, transfer that money from your computer directly into your checking account. But you're going to need that checking account before you can set up PayPal, which will allow you to accept credit cards. So the first sale, use those dollars and set up a separate checking account. That's going to be your dedicated Mary Kay account. Personally, I do mine through a separate bank. All my housing and everything, my husband works for PNC, everything is through PNC. I have my business account through a different bank. That way, when that different bank statement shows up at my house, I go, Mary Kay, and it goes to my Mary Kay office. It doesn't get intermingled with personal things ever. Everybody in the house knows if it's got that bank name on it, it goes to my office. Otherwise, it's personal stuff. You might want to think about that depending on how your household runs and how complicated your finances are. So everything goes in. Mary Kay used to say, if you put your hand in here for any reason other than to take the money out and put it in the bank, an alligator is just going to snap right on your fingers. And she told you that because women are like, oh my gosh, Susie needs $5 for lunch today. I need to stop and get milk. Don't take it out of here. That would be like being at JCPenney's, working the cash register, forgetting your lunch money and going, I think I'll just borrow it from the cash register. They owe me money anyway. No, 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 no. That's embezzling. That's illegal. You don't want to take money out of here. This is your cash register. It goes into your dedicated checking account, and then I'm going to teach you how to write yourself a paycheck. And that is super fun. Oh my golly. The first time that I got to do that, and I looked in there, and you could write a paycheck once a day, once a week, once a month. But the first time I got to go in there, I think there was probably $2,000 in there, and go, okay, I get to write myself a paycheck to Judith, from Judith, pay week of. I mean, oh, it's just really fun. It's so... You can see the fruit of your labor. And if you're smart, when you come home from your parties, if your husband or significant other isn't fully on board, just take your $3 to $5 to $1,000 that's in here and go, honey, would you count this? It's amazing. Then they want to load your car. That's how that works. Okay, so when it comes to money management, that's the first thing that I want you to do. And then when you really start to get things going, I'll give you my CD to give you greater details on how to write that check and all of that. Okay, product. Last but not least, product. Yeah, in order to get to profit, you're going to want some product on your shelf. Now, do you have to have product? No. Are there any requirements to order product? No. You can have as little or as much as you want. You can, personal use, you're ordering once a year 200, getting 400 retail. If you, or more, if you want a Christmas shop, that would be super smart right now. And then if you want to do more with this, based on what you think you want to do is how you would determine how much product you might want to have. There is a brochure that you have in your welcome packet, and it's called the Ready, Set, Sell brochure. I am very much a company girl, so I follow the company philosophies and just teach you like they teach us. And it has in here a little inventory worksheet. This asks you some questions and then gives you an idea of how much product you should have based on how much time you want to put in, how much money you want to make, how serious you are, whether you desire a car, whether you desire directorship, and you just answer the questions and it will give you a suggestion. But Judith, how am I going to have product? I came in, Mary Kay, to make money, not spend money. I totally get that. You know, but I'm looking across from my video guy who's standing behind me, and I'm probably looking at a couple $1,000s worth of equipment. You can't start a business without spending a little money if you want to run this as a business. The cool thing is, unlike that video equipment, when you start a Mary Kay business and you invest in some product, whether it's a little or a lot, if you get 6 weeks, 6 months, or you're down the road and you decide Mary Kay is not for you, they'll buy that product back from you for 90% of what you paid for it. That's crazy. When I first heard that, I literally thought that it was a lie. But that's the way it works. That gives you the chance to try Mary Kay for a year. If you love it, great. If you don't, you can send back the product, get 90% back. You get all these free bonuses, all the stuff in your starter kit. You are money ahead. The only way you could possibly lose money in Mary Kay would be order a starter kit, order product, don't sell the product, refuse to send it back in a year. That would just be stupid. So I'm really going to not let you do that. So you have a 90% buyback guarantee on that product. So you're not taking any financial risk. That's seriously important that I share that first. But you can fill out the inventory worksheet, kind of see what you want to do when. That will help to guide you to the different levels. When you go through this, you're going to see that it starts out at the very beginning, and it shows you this gorgeous picture of this compact. If you are within 15 days of when you join Mary Kay, you have the opportunity to get this free when your initial order is at least 600 or greater wholesale. That's 600 wholesale, 1,200 retail. Then you will get this free. You can actually go online, fill out. It will ask you your hair color, your skin tone, whether you prefer natural, career, or dramatic, your eye color, and it will ask you a few questions, and it will design a look for you. And when you place a minimum order of 600 or greater, it's going to send you that design look because the company wants to make sure you're wearing the product and wearing it well, appropriate colors for you so that you're looking your best when you present yourself to your clients. Because after all, we are in the beauty business, and so we need to look the part. So that's a freebie that is available to you. Then it walks you through, I highly recommend, be educated. Read this information on why the company recommends that you have product. Think about it. How excited would you be if you walked into Victoria's Secret and they handed you a catalog? We like to shop. We want to touch, we want to feel, we want to try. And if we do that, we're much more likely to buy. Same is true with Mary Kay. They buy more when the product is sitting right in front of them. But even more importantly, that is the time factor. When I hold an appointment and she says, I want this $200 worth of stuff, I go, okay, great. I bag it up and I hand it to her. She pays me and I'm done. If I don't have product, I have to keep track of that, place an order, wait for a couple other more orders so that I can place multiple orders because I don't want to keep paying shipping. It's $8.95 when they ship me an order, whether they ship me $10,000 worth of product or $20 worth of product, it's $8.75 to ship. So I keep track of it, I order it, I wait for it to come in, I bag it up, now I got to drive it to her or mail it to her, all of which costs money, and of course time is money. So you want to make sure that you're not spending your time, you know, doing something that you wouldn't have to, because if you have products, you can just hand it to them immediately. I constantly tell people I'm like a traveling cosmetic store on wheels. If there's something you need, I got it with me. They buy more because they know they get it when? Now. And women are now kind of people. They find a new lip color, when do they want it? Now. They try the skincare, they want it now. They want their foundation, when? Now. If they don't take the product with them and they get home and they find out the transmission's blown on the car, they're going to call you and cancel if they don't have the product with them. But if they have the product with them and they go home and find out the transmission's blown, they're going to sneak their product in the bathroom. They're going to put it on their face to make themselves feel better and be so thankful that they have it, but you're not going to get it back. Okay, so it's real important to consider that when you're looking at product. Read through this. Read what the company has to say about it so you can make an educated decision on what you want to do. And don't forget about that guarantee. This is a 3600. I rarely write this. This would be for someone, honestly, that they want to maximize all the free bonuses that they can get. They're like, if I'm going to try this, I do not want to mess around. I want to have everything we make, and I want to have multiples of it. I want to sit down with a class of 6. I don't care if 4 of them want toffee lipstick. I want to have everything. I'm not messing around. I do not like to mess with paperwork. I don't want to keep track of stuff. I just want to do this. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. And I'm a smart businesswoman, so I want to take advantage of all the bonuses. That would be the type of person that would do this. If you're going to hold a lot of appointments right at the get-go, at least 2 to 3 consistently a week, this would be a smart thing to do, because you're going to turn it over fast enough to constantly be customizing your inventory and having on your shelf what you want. When you place 3600, you're going to get a little over $600 in free product here, plus the $100 free this as well. That's over $700 free. Plus, those of you who are joining in October had the benefit of getting another bonus on that. So ask your director about that if you came in October of 11, because they have some special bonuses running for you. Okay, so about $700 worth of free, plus you earn a Star Consultant gift, which is fabulous. A lot of what I'm wearing is Star Consultant gifts. They're all actually all over my house. So you earn a prize as well. You will get company referrals when they go online and they are looking for a consultant in your area and they stick your zip code in. Mary Kay refers those people to Star Consultants. And this is a Star Consultant level, so you would get company for referrals, plus you get roll-up bags and mirrors. You can read all the extras that you get. And all these products for free. This is set. I can't change this. When you place an order, regardless of whether it's a $200 order or a $3,600 order, I hand do every order. After talking with you, depending on the size of the order, for 10, 15, 20 minutes, finding out a little bit about your customer base, who they are, white versus women of color versus Hispanic, age range, time of year, where you live. That's how we customize this initial order. So that's a 36. On a 3,000, and that will get you through about 40 faces. On a 3,000, got a little bit less multiples here, but you still have pretty much everything that we make, and you're getting 500 free plus the Color 101 $100 compact in the front of the book, so about $600 in free product. You're still a star, you're still getting referrals, you get a prize. Great free products. Again, we custom to the order. This will get you through about 35 faces. A 2400, this is pretty popular. I write a lot of these, probably because it's considered a middle-of-the-road order. On a 2400, you can see this is a visual. You don't need a U-Haul van to bring it back. When you're talking, $30 little creams, it adds up quick. You don't need a lot of space to store this. But this is a 2400. This will pretty much cover, with the exception of rare sellers. Things that we rarely sell, I wouldn't put in here. Things that you might only move 1 or 2 of every 6 months to a year, I don't put in here. So you're just missing some of our more rare sales. You're getting 400 in free product here, plus the 100 from the front, so 500 free. You're still a star. You're still getting a prize. And again, we custom do that order. An 1800, I write quite a few of these too. This is I'm not really sure what I want to do with this, but I think I want to give it a try. I'm really not sure what I want to do with Mary Kay, but I want to give it a try. And I want to have some products, so if they want something, I could give them the bulk of what they would want. At least give them their skincare and their foundation. I'd really like to be able to do that. And their eye cream and their oil-free eye makeup remover. On an 1800, you can see again about the size of it. And your freebies, you're getting 300 here, plus the 100 from the front Color 1 look. You're still a star, lowest level at which you're a star, so you're still getting a Star Consultant prize, still getting company referrals at this level. This is the lowest level that the company will refer people to you. Why? They stand on their reputation. They don't want to refer someone to someone who can't give them the product that they need. People understand it if you don't have 3 of the same color lipstick. They would not understand calling you as a company referral and you not having a moisturizer. They want to make sure that you have enough product to reasonably support the people that are calling you. So 1800 will get you through your perfect start, 15 faces. If you do 30 faces, you're definitely going to have things you don't need. You definitely not have some things you need by the time you hit that second or third appointment, but you would just order them on your next order and then get it back to them. It's a little bit more paperwork, but they're getting what they do need, which is that skincare and mineral powder. And then you have your 1200 and your 600. Typically, people don't get into a 1200 or 600 unless, for whatever reason, they're riddled with fear. Some people just seem to be fearful. I'd rather you start lower if you're really fearful than start higher and be frozen by fear. I'm not sure what creates that fear. Of course, I'm a business person, but you have a 90% buyback, so there's nothing to be afraid of. Try it. If you don't like it, send it back. No fear, right? Or maybe they can't get credit. If you can't get enough credit to start with something higher than this, you can start with a 1200 or a 600. When I do a 1200, it's just primarily skincare and foundation. On a 600, I have a lot of my personal use people do a 600. What they do is they buy multiples of their moisturizer, things you use. You go through the lookbook, you find all the things you use, you buy multiples. The product has a 3-year shelf life, so you just buy multiples, and then you're buying everything at the discount, plus you're going to get 100 free plus that look in the front, so $200 free on top of it, right? And again, if you came in October of 11, there's even bigger discounts. And on a 1200, 200 plus the 100 free would be $300 free. So hopefully that's not too overwhelming to you. The only other thing that I like to point out is that I do teach you how to pay this off systematically. If you start at McDonald's, you buy a franchise, they give you a payment amount, and you pay it off for the next 30 to 60 years. In Mary Kay, I will give you a payment amount, assuming you started it on a credit card, because usually that's the best interest rate now. But even if the interest rate is 13%, I will teach you a set payment amount to pay that initial investment off in 24 to 30 months. So at the end of that 24 to 30 months, you have full product on your shelf, completely paid for, that you paid for by the first sale of the month, using the dollars from that sales up to the point of your payment, making that payment, and then paying it off in 24 to 30 months. And of course, the interest is a tax deduction. So we teach you how to do that. This is a self-supporting business. You don't have to, you're not going to be paying for your product out of what you make at your other job or what your husband makes. You're going to pay for the product from the sale of the product. It supports itself. Okay, so there is that. Last but not least, prizes. When it comes to product, by the way, you do want to let me know what your decision is as far as product, and we have to do it kind of quickly, because if you're doing it within 15 days, that's how you get that $100 compact free. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, when you place at least a 600 wholesale, you earn a gorgeous ring. Isn't that beautiful? Do you like jewelry? I like bling. And this is fun. It's warm chatter jewelry. That's what we call it when you wear a piece of fun jewelry. This is trainer jewelry. People ask me, no, it's not real. It's a beautiful cosmetic piece. These are all real. So we're just training you for the real stuff. But it's beautiful. You give us your ring size when you start with a 600 or greater, and we get that to you. And then when people go, oh my gosh, your ring is beautiful, you go, oh, thank you, I earned that from Mary Kay. Who's your consultant? And if she says she doesn't have one, you say, oh my gosh, I'd love to be her. And that opens up that conversation for you. So you can earn that ring that way. And when you start as a star consultant greater, which is an $1,800 order, then you get the lookbook cover. This is a regular lookbook. This is a lookbook and a lookbook cover. When you flip through this, the colors are very vibrant. And it's beautiful, and I use the same book all the time, and everybody loves to look at it, and it doesn't get dog-eared, so I can haul it around. I love this cover, but they're expensive. Basically, I just take this book, cut it up, and the sheets just slide down in here. It's like a sheet protector, but it's real heavy vinyl, real heavy vinyl. So it will take abuse, you can spill stuff on it, you're good to go. And you get that free. It looks like this. And then every time the lookbook comes out, you just put the new sheets in it. You get that free when you start with at least an 1800 order. So on an 1800, you would get your qualifying ring and this. On a 600, you get the ring. Okay? Why do we do that? Why does Mary Kay give you freebies on a 600 or greater? Because she's all about statistics. And statistically, if you start your business with at least a star order, we're still going to have you 5 years from now as a happy working consultant. With a 600, it's going to extend at least triple about how long you're going to be here, versus if you try to start and run this with nothing, which makes it a little challenging. It can be done, and I can teach you how to do it. If you can't get credit, if no one loves you, no one will help you, there's no way to start with product, talk to me and I'll tell you how you can sell your way to product. It just takes longer and it's harder, but it is doable. So don't let that totally derail you if you don't have an avenue to getting any product at all. Okay, last but not least, prizes. What are the prizes? And Judith, oh my gosh, you covered all this information. I'm getting a headache. How do I stay on track? This is the last piece of paper I'm going to show you. This is your refrigerator paper. It actually says right on the top, checklist to success, put this on your fridge and check off as you go. I really encourage you, if you will, instead of taking that brilliant mind of yours, our unit tends, I don't know why you have we have the greatest people in my unit. We have like all these PhD, fabulous, amazing people in my unit, and others that are just so full of common sense and brilliance, it's ridiculous. But sometimes your brain can get you in trouble. You start thinking, oh, well, I could do a flyer, and I could do this, and I could do that, and you start thinking of these marketing ideas. I really encourage you, think of following this refrigerator checklist, your perfect start or power start, your pearls, and getting on profit. Think of that like basic training in the Air Force. Even if you tested and you're smart enough to fly an F-16, that's probably not even the current plane, but you're brilliant, you have an IQ of 180, you still have to do jumping jacks. You still have to go through basic training before they're going to let you fly that plane. So I really encourage you, think of this like your basic training. Try really hard. Don't look left. Don't look right. Don't do things other than what's on the sheet until it's done. Put it on your fridge so you don't lose sight, and then check it off as you go. If you've got this sheet in front of you, because it's in your welcome packet, you can already check off the fact that right on the top it says, attend new consultant training. Check that off. Then it says, make a decision about product and let me know. And it tells you your 15-day deadline. So you can earn that ring, get that free extra $100 look, that Color 101 look, if you do it within 15 days of joining. Don't forget, $600 gets a ring, $1,800 gets the lookbook cover, that's on here as well. It reminds you to choose time to hold your perfect start, power start, and to use that script. It reminds you to do your 100 names list and even shows you a picture of the little booking fee that you can earn. It also mentions in here doing Mary Kay surveys. I'm not going to spend any time on that. Here, I promised you I wasn't going to show you another piece of paper. I'm going to show you one more. You got a survey sheet like this in your welcome packet. And these surveys, there's 4 on a page. You print them, you cut them. You might want to do them on pink. When you get 25 of these filled out by anyone, anywhere, over 18, female who has skin, 25 of them filled out, then you are going to earn your money bag. Remember I told you, I tell you how to earn that money bag in gold or in silver. I think we're going to get a black one coming out as well. Get 25 of them filled out. On average, 60% will want an appointment. That's pretty exciting. So 60% of 20 would be 12. So pushing 15 people will want an appointment if you get 25 of these filled out. It's 4 quick yes or no questions. My preference when it comes to surveys is to send them to work with women who work, because then they have their girlfriends fill them out and I give them $1 in free product for every one that they get filled out. So Susie, if you take these to work and have your girlfriends fill them out, I'll give you $1 in free product for every one that you get filled out. And if you're not in a Mary Kay, that's okay. You could apply it to a hand cream or a mascara or whatever you like. And then she brings those back to me. Get 25, get 50, get 100. Be smart. Get lots of leads this way, because over 60% will want an appointment. Then all you have to do is call and say, hey, I'm the consultant behind the survey that Susie gave you at work a couple of days ago, and I was tickled to see you were open to having an appointment, and I see here that you checked that you'd like to have that with a couple of friends. Do you have a second to grab your date book? We could go ahead and set this up. Super easy. She already said yes, so you don't have to ask her again. 25 of them filled out, you get your money bag. Prizes. If you chase the prizes in Mary Kay, you'll end up financially independent. That's the truth. Chase the prizes. Then it walks you through how to get that signature look that we talked about, the $100 by doing it in 15 days. Then it walks you through your checking account. Reminds you how to open that with your first sale. It reminds you to listen to Kathy Hallou's CD. You want to listen to this at least 5 times. It reminds you about the pearls of sharing and how you become a pearl girl, the earrings, the bracelet, and the necklace. How you win your perfect start, power start. It also offers up a great lookbook holder. I love this thing. This is a look card holder. When you open it up, all those little look cards that came in your starter kit fit in here. And you can put all 6, or I like to put 5 and then use this bottom one for my business cards. It's great if it's in my purse, so when I go out and about, someone sees, or I'm wearing my Mary Kay pin, super smart. Then when that happens, they say something to me about it, I will say, I'll ask them, oh, who's your consultant? And she says, I don't have one. I go, oh, I'd love to be her. May I offer you a sample? And then I have a business card in here as well. She can fill out her name and information on the other side of the business card, and I'm good to go. So attend 6 meetings, 6 local events of any type, and you get this. But it's your responsibility to let us know you attended 6 events so that we can get this to you. That is your look card holder. And so this walks you through your prizes and what to do to stay on track. Hope that makes sense. Okay, let me think if I have left anything out. The only other thing I want to mention is the importance of events. And when it comes to events, the more you attend, the more you will learn. And you need to find out what your local events are. If you're not local to me, I can help you with that. Make sure you ask me about it and I'll walk you through it. When you attend Mary Kay events, the attire is skirt or dress. I do recommend the Mary Kay business coat. It's a beauty coat. I think it's $35 or $38 now. It's black and it's got Mary Kay embroidered in it in fuchsia pink. It's beautiful. You buy that coat. It's like a swing coat, so it makes no difference what size you are. You could throw it over a black skirt. You're good to go for any appointment and you don't have to worry. It just washes in the washer, put in the dryer for 10 minutes, hang it up. You're golden. That's your Mary Kay uniform until you get into your red jacket. Once you're in your red jacket, which is when you have 3 active people on your team, then you just take off the beauty coat, put the red jacket on with a white blouse and your black skirt, and you're good to go. So I'd get a black skirt. If you live in a really cold area, get a longer skirt or do a skirt and boots. And I'm all about tights in the winter and those nude fishnets, which don't really look like fishnets, but they breathe in the summer. That way you're not wearing pantyhose. So if you're in a cold area, tights in the winter. In the summer, if you do the fishnets, you don't get so hot. Okay, so that's the dress code. Image obviously is important, and get those events to you. Okay, so I've thrown a lot at you today, but you do have backup. You have your refrigerator checklist. You have me at the end of your email. You have me at the end of your phone. If you want to text me and tell me that you just finished this, it's 935-3492. Again, that is 440-935-3492. I don't answer that phone hardly ever, unless maybe you're a directorship and qualification. That's my personal business phone. In fact, if you try to leave a message, the message even says, this is my personal phone, please call my office. You've got the toll-free number to my office and my regular office line. Email is the best way if you want a written answer to a question, because I type super fast and then you can refer back to it later. Or if you want to talk to me, feel free to text me and say, hey, give me a call when you get a minute. And then I can call you, but I rarely answer my cell phone, but I do take texts. So text me, 440-935-3492 if you have textability, and let me know if you have any questions about anything that we covered, and in the next 24 hours, let me know what you want to do as far as product is concerned so we can get that ordered within your 15-day deadline and maximize that bonus. And last but not least, just know that this sounds like a lot of information. Every job when you start new sounds like a lot of information. I've worked at McDonald's, I've worked all these different places. You go in, I don't know what their acronyms mean. I don't know what I'm doing. They start to train you, it's confusing, and you almost always feel the first couple weeks at a job like they're going to ask you something and you're not going to remember, and I'm nervous. My daughter just started a job. She's been telling me that. She's like, I just didn't think someone's going to ask me. I'm not going to know. If you don't know, just tell them you don't know. Give yourself a chance to learn this and get good. And this is like any other business. It takes a little time in the beginning to figure out how to do an appointment, to get things set up, to get your product ordered, just to get your things in order that come in your starter kit. But once your system is in place, running it, this business has, without a doubt, given me the total freedom and flex to be where I want to be. It's given me something I look forward to doing every day. It gives me something where when my husband was with National City and we thought he was going to be let go, I had amazing security in knowing I can cover the household bills even if he doesn't have a job. How cool is that? So whether it's to take pressure off of a spouse, pressure off yourself, maybe you want to make $100 a month to put in a 529 plan, I highly recommend those by the way, to build a college fund for your children. Maybe you want to make an extra $5,000 a year so you can be the one to pay for a great family vacation, not something where you're counting pennies. Figure out what your dream is. If there's one thing that saddens me when I work with women, and I've been doing this a lot of years, it's that most of the ones that are much over the age of 25 even have lost sight of their dreams. If there's something you would love to go do, something you want to learn, some passion that you have stuffed away because there's an expense attached, like what doesn't have an expense attached, I want to remind you, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a place where you learn and grow step by step. You have a ton of support. The training is free, and it can lead you to the point of a cash machine in your home that you can pull on anytime you need to, whether it's to replace a transmission or to up your income to cover a second college education like we had to do about a year and a half ago. You've got a cash machine if you're willing to learn this and take it and work it a step at a time and fund whatever those dreams might be. Because being wealthy or earning an excellent amount of money or, you know, and all the diamonds and all this, everything that you get in Mary Kay is just a symbol of how much service you've had to others. The more you reach out, pamper, inspire, empower, uplift, and encourage women through facials or through training them as a new person on in our team, the more you do that, the greater your paycheck. It's a tenfold return. You get 10 times back what you gave out. If you're willing to be have that servant leadership kind of mentality, then you might want to go higher, you know, even yet in Mary Kay. But there's one thing I know for sure, and that is money will not buy happiness. Money is money. Money will not buy happiness, but it will absolutely buy choices and options. It will reduce stress. You only worry about money or think about money when you don't have enough. I don't know what's in my checking account. I don't care. My heart's desire, what drives me, my passion, is that you can be in the same position if you're not already. I don't want you to have to think about what's in your checking account. I want you to have complete financial freedom, and I want you to find something that you love to do. And I hope this is it, because we have a blast here. So my prayer is that you don't let the emotional roller coaster of a new business, just like a new relationship or a new job, throw you. Expect it. Know there's going to be postponements. Know some people are going to tell you no. I always used to think, wow, with or without them, I'm going. Wow, W-O-W, with or without them, I'm going. The difference between the people who make it in Mary Kay and the people who don't is commitment. If you decide you're going to do 30 faces, if you're focused and committed on doing 30 faces, and you take that determined, intentional decision and focus on it on a daily basis, you will walk it out and complete it. So don't use the word try, just make a decision that's what you're doing. And you can get anything you want in Mary Kay. It's amazing what can be accomplished here, regardless of your age or your background. So let me know what you think. Text me, email me, and make sure you get back to me in 24 and 48 to 48 hours. Let me know what you want to do about products so I don't let that slide. Now that we're growing at a faster pace, it's a little harder for me to keep up with everyone that way. And thanks for tuning in. I'm so looking forward to watching you shine and your star get brighter and brighter. And just know, I'm here and I'll love you, whether you want to do this for a discount or whether you would like to be the next $1 million sales director. Signing off, Judith Cotton from Amherst, Ohio.